Hey guys, welcome to the fourth video of this math and English tutorial. And in this video, we are going to discuss about some conjunctions I have written in the board, like scarce and hardly, no sooner, though, less, such, and so. And these are some of the connectives or conjunctions that students often get confused, that what we should use after these, or what these conjunction is followed by. So let's discuss about this first part, and this is scarcely and hardly. Scarcely and hardly is followed by when, not by then. Then is not followed. Scarcely and hardly is followed by when. Okay, and we can take it as example as the I had scarcely, or we can use hardly, entered the room when phone rang. Over here, when is used, and this scarcely or hardly is followed by when. Okay. uh, Next one, let's move to the next one, and next one is no sooner. No sooner is followed by then. Whenever no sooner is used, then is used. And example we can take as the no sooner no sooner had I entered the class, had I entered the class, then the students stood up. And I want to say something more on this, that no sooner is followed by then, and whenever the no sooner is used, we use the past participle. Alright, past participle. So in the option that then, whenever you choose no sooner, obviously it will be followed by then. And if you have to choose the answer, you should see the object, or you should see the verb that is past, that is in the past participle. Okay, so always check for the past participle. And then let's move on to the third, and this though is quite confusing while facing the entrance examination. So though is followed by yet, not by but. I have seen that most of the students use but after though. So listen carefully, that though is not followed by, never followed by but it is always followed by yet. Okay, let me take an example. He is though he is poor, yet yet he is honest. Right? Though he is poor, yet he is honest. Most of the students get confused that though he is poor, they use but here. But he is honest. No, it seems compatible that when we speak, the but sounds very familiar, but no, but always be the wrong answer. The correct answer will be yet. So be careful while solving the problem of though. Right? And let's move on to the list. First of all, make me clear the meaning of list. The meaning of list means the it gives the quite common or similar meaning of otherwise. Right? So this list is always followed by should, or whenever the list is used in the sentence, you should always use should. Okay. Let me take an example. Read regularly, lest you should fail. Means that read regularly lest you should fail means that If you do not read regularly, then you will fail. Means that otherwise, read regularly, otherwise you should fail. It gives the quite familiar meaning. So use of list sounds not more familiar, not familiar, but the correct use of list is when you use should after it. Okay. Let's move on to the fifth one. It is such. Uh, while talking about such, we can talk about two things. That after such, as is used, most of the students know this, right? But also that is also used. This as and that can be used. So take an you can take an example as such as means that he is such a good writer, right? He is such a good writer as, right, as everybody should read his book. Means that he is such a good writer, as everybody should read his book, right? Here is such and here is as. It doesn't mean that such and as should be used immediately or joined such as. No, here is such a good writer as everybody should read his book. Okay, and let me take another example using this such that. Okay. uh, the extent, okay, the extent of disaster, was such that the authorities could not cope with it. Here is the extent of disaster such that is used as together, such that the authorities could not cope with it, right? So it can be the best example. You can look at it. And finally, we are on to the sixth point, and the sixth point is so. It's very simple yet confusing. So after so, that is followed. So that means that it always shows something that uh, cause and consequences, means that you have to read well or you have to study well so that you will pass in the exam. Means that cause should be study and consequences should be passing the exam. So that, such that means that this kind of conjunction always connects between the cause and result, I can say, right? So never be confused. Okay, thank you.